Alicia, can you tell? Hi. Oh, this light's in the wrong place. Sorry, guys. Maybe that's better. Yeah, that's better. Can y'all see me? That's bothering me with that name in the background. Torn paper. Boy, I am so dyslexic. I mean, so ADD, aren't I? You'd think I'd take something. Okay, something does work. Oh my gosh, there's Alicia. Hey, and there's Dawn. Yay, nice to see y'all. Y'all got questions? You better ask me some questions, because you know if you don't ask me questions, you know what we're going to talk about. Yay, thank you for the hearts. Yay. Hey, Tammy, welcome. Hi. Tammy, you got a question? Ask a question. Okay, listen, we just had someone leave the store that was asking about neuropathy, and it's actually the third time we've heard it today. So I figure if there's more than one person asking the same question, it must be the thing we're supposed to talk about today. What I like best is Source Natural Alpha Lipoic Acid, 200 milligrams, 3 times a day. And I know it sounds crazy. Hey, Pam. But thank you. I am home from Texas, and I sure miss y'all. I love my friends in Dallas. I do, and also in Tyler. I love my friends in Texas and Mal, wherever in the world you are in Texas. It's a big country, Texas is. But I am glad to be home. Hey, Tammy, no, I have a fabulous positive comment. Those drops have totally stopped the hot flashes. Yay! Was that the pro one or is that the regular one? I'm assuming that it's the menopause drops, right? Dawn. Okay, let's see what Dawn said. It appears that every time I take any natural anti-inflammatory, my feet itch or my lips or my tongue swells. Do you have any suggestions of what would be the cause of anything else that I could? Okay, I couldn't read the rest of it. It was the pro. Yay, Tammy, they're really, really good, aren't they? Okay, about the anything natural, I don't know what you're taking, honey. Have you had an appointment with me and we've talked about it? Because I would guess that my favorite anti-inflammatory would be, unless you're taking this one. This is my favorite. Are you taking Recovery Zymes by Michaels? Because that's by far the best anti-inflammatory. It's weird because it's actually enzymes, and if you took those enzymes with food, it would be an expensive way to digest food. That would be kind of silly. But if you take that product on an empty stomach, then I know I'm oversimplifying this, and I'm sure Michael of Michaels would not be happy with the way I'm saying it, but the truth of the matter is that it gobbles up inflammation. It's the most fabulous product I've ever seen. So that would be my favorite. So Michael's Recovery Zymes. But be sure and ask for the directions because I don't go by the directions on the bottle. Okay? And Tammy, yay, it was a pro one. Good. Okay, diabetic neuropathy. And I'm not convinced that you have to start the sentences with diabetic neuropathy. I'm sure that if there's a medical doctor watching that, hey, Dr. DeVette, are you anywhere nearby? Are you watching this? Hey, Deborah Rose, yay! If a medical doctor hears this, he might kind of correct me. But in my brain, I'm thinking that I know that I've known people that have neuropathy that don't have diabetes. So I'm not sure what that means. So Deborah Rose just shared. Okay, great. So there's lots of products out there that supposedly work, but I've only seen one that really did work, and it's very inexpensive. But it has to be that name brand, the Source Natural, and it has to be 200 milligrams, and it has to be 3 times a day. And the story I've been telling all day, and actually those of you who've heard me tell it a few times, please forgive me, but you know, there's some reason Jesus spoke in parables. I think you'll remember the stories better than you will remember the facts, okay? So here's the story. Before we got this large space, we had a little bitty space down in the corner. Those of you who are here locally probably remember that. Well, I didn't have an office, so I had this big wall of, I wonder if I can just show y'all what I mean. Had a big wall of vitamins like that, okay? Sorry. Alicia's going to kill me. I messed it up. Okay. We're trying not to be in the exact same spot every week. But I had a wall of vitamins, and so I was standing there talking to someone at the wall of vitamins, and I saw this man come in with a walker. He came in with a walker, and I kept talking to whoever I was talking to at the vitamin wall. And then, I don't even know how long, because I didn't pay attention to how long before I saw him again. But when I saw him again, he was walking with a cane. And then when I saw him again, and each time I was talking to someone, imagine that. But this time, he didn't have a cane, he didn't have a walker, he didn't have anything. So I said to the person I was speaking to, please excuse me a second, I need to stop that customer. So I ran after the customer, and I said, what are you taking? And he showed me the bottle. And I said, what did they say you had? He said, they said I had neuropathy. So I started bringing in alpha-lipoic acid by a bunch of different people. And none of them worked like the one by Source Natural. So when I tell you a particular name, I really mean that, okay? That name brand and that dose. We also carry like a 600 milligram. So if you're taking 200 milligrams 3 times a day, that is 600 milligrams. But the 600 milligram doesn't work. And I've got it by other people. I'm not going to name their names, but I've got it on the shelf by other people, but that's not the one that works. The one that works is the one by Source Natural. So if you ever forget anything I say, all you got to do is call the store and talk to Alicia or Cindy or whoever and ask them, what is it she's saying for neuropathy? And just so y'all know, I take appointments on the phone for people that are from out of town, but you really want to come see me, okay? All right, so we covered neuropathy. What was the other thing? I had a question in Dallas about the question I had in Dallas was the difference between CoQ10 and ubiquinol. That's a super fabulous question. Okay, ubiquinone is CoQ10, but the body has to convert ubiquinone into ubiquinol. And that process, the ubiquinol has already done that process for you. So supposedly, I'll never forget calling those guys with Bluebonnet and say, because I really like theirs. There's a reason for that too. But I remember calling Bob, one of the owners, and saying, so somebody told me that ubiquinol, that I could say that it was actually 2 or 3 times more absorbable. He said, you could say that, but it might be more like 8 times more absorbable. So that was totally cool. Ginger's showing me the total. Yay! Thank you guys for praying. I know a lot of you have been praying. I know you have been praying. And I really, really appreciate it. And we don't know what's going to happen with this shopping center. But Deborah Rose, we didn't know what was going to happen in Dallas either. And now all we did was move across the alley, okay? So who knows what's going to happen next? But you know what? God knows what's going to happen next. And I think the important thing is for us to keep saying out loud, God's got a plan, and I know that I'm a part of it. So he hasn't revealed it to me yet what's going to happen next. So I have no idea. You guys are talking so loud I can hear you. Who knows what's going to happen next, but I know that we need your prayers right now, okay? We need your prayers while we figure out what's going on. What's going on? Okay, another thing that has presented itself twice today is athlete's foot. Now, athlete's foot's a funny thing because I have products for athlete's foot, that say that. I have products that say that. But I don't think that's the right approach. I know that's going to surprise y'all. Those who know me well know that I don't usually like everybody else's approach. Well, some people's. The athlete's foot product that I like best. Hey, Dawn. What does that say? Skin tags on the face. What can I do about that? Them. Okay, well, first of all, we could talk about, let me finish the athlete's foot, but make sure I go back to that, okay? I like the Natural Path Silver Wings ointment. Now, the ointment is the heavy herbal salve. It used to be called that, herbal salve. And it's kind of black and heavy. but that's the one that I like best for the athlete's foot. But it needs to be Natural Path Silver Wings, okay? The Natural Path Silver Wings is the strongest and the least expensive on the market, and I really trust those people. That's really the bottom line, isn't it? Let me go back to the CoQ10 and the ubiquinol. So the ubiquinol could be called, you could say it was 8 times more absorbable than the CoQ10, but actually it turns out, and I figured this out on my own, that there were some people that did better with the CoQ10 than they do with the ubiquinol, and it appears to have something to do with age. Okay, it appears to be that the older people do better with the ubiquinol and the younger people do better. Okay, so having said all that, blah, 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 I take both. I just do. I think it's the most important thing I take. So if the mitochondria of the cell and the integrity of the cell membrane is the most important thing in our health, then why would we not do everything and anything we can? So I take one of each. I take 100 milligrams each. I like Bluebonnet best, not just because the guys are cute, and they are, and not just because they're funny, and they're really funny. Tammy Faye, was that your sweet face? How could you have sent a kiss and not? Well, anyway, I thought it was Tammy Faye. We'll see. What was I saying? Oh, about the Bluebonnet boys. I really trust them. They're godly people. And those godly guys, and they put their product in the glass bottles, I just know they're better than the rest of them. But besides that, they buy the right raw material. You know, I used to be on the other side where I was working for a manufacturer, the #1 vitamin line in the country at the time. Well, the thing is that when CoQ10 came out, it was my job to teach everybody in 5 states about CoQ10. So I kind of know a lot about CoQ10. And I can tell you that the Bluebonnet guys have the best product in a glass bottle, and it's also inexpensive, and I get an 18% discount, and I pass on 15% to y'all. Okay? So you want to buy your CoQ10 or your ubiquinol from me. Didn't mean for it to sound like a commercial, but that's just the truth. Okay? All right, so what was the question, Dawn? Oh, okay. We actually have a product by Newton, a homeopathic product, that says that it's for. Alicia, do you mind bringing me a bottle of that skin tag? And I don't remember what all it says. Do you remember what it says? It says something. Warts, molds, and skin tags. That's why she makes the big bucks. Warts, molds, and skin tags. That's good enough. Thank you. Newton. I was thinking it's a pro, but it's not, so this is good. Dawn, when I was using this product, I used it topically and internally. Now, they have to say on the bottle, I'm sure they say for internal use only, or at least they put that on the, it probably says that somewhere. Uh-oh, it's saying I'm low in battery. I don't think so. They're making that up. Okay, I put the spray top on it. I sprayed twice under my tongue like you're supposed to, but I also sprayed little places on the actual body because I figured that it would work. It was kind of astounding, okay? Because you know I had some spot left over from the shingles on the face. So I found this product to be fantastic. I don't think it's supposed to be used that way. I keep meaning to ask Marge with Newton, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. But I know that I used it. See, their wart product, they used to have a wart product. I guess they still do. I don't even know if they do. But they used to have a wart product that tells you but they would tell you to use it internally and externally. And when I saw the new product and it came out and said, hey, y'all, what's going on? Keep yelling. Thank you. It says for internal use only, and I know good and well that the external was what was working. That I know that you were to use that wart formula topically and internally. So that's the way I used that one. Are you sure we didn't have a pro on that? Because I might have made that up. But I must have made it up. Huh? Don't you say anything. I see that smirk on your face. She's looking in the book for me now. In any event, we got it in the store, Dawn. And if it's not a pro, then it's only like $15 and something, okay? And I really, really think that product worked. I used it for 2 bottles. Pardon? Oh, it is 2 Pro. It is a Pro too. So I don't know if the Pro's in the store, Dawn, but you might want to get the, she's saying it's not in the store and it's not on the order that's coming. So, but you know the whole deal is that one's just a little stronger than the other. Tammy Faye was there. That was you, wasn't it? I knew it was you. I knew it was you. I'd recognize those giant eyes anywhere. Okay, Dawn, if you need it like right now, then come get the one that's not the Pro. If you want to Alicia to order it for you, call her and tell her to order it, and it'll be about, gosh, it'll probably be a week now because we've just ordered. But, okay, I'm sorry, Dawn, you're going to have to put up with me saying one thing more. You're not going to like it, so love me anyway. I know how good you are now. I don't know how long you've been being good, but skin tags are caused from insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is caused from eating sugar, okay? So, you got to stop your evil ways. That's really the bottom line. Nobody wants to hear that. And nobody wants to be the one that bears that bad news because it makes people unhappy. The good news is, I'm sorry, Alicia's making fun of me right now. She's making fun of me, so I'm not going to look at her. She hates it when I mess with my hair. So here's the thing. Mainstream medicine is now talking about sugar being so bad for you. But I've had to be the bad guy for a lot of years. So we need to just stop it. I told a lady just a moment ago. I told her, I said, listen, nobody wants to hear that. But she told me that she got sick and drank a bunch of ginger ales. And I said, I would have rather you told me you did cocaine or heroin or something than to do all that sugar. Nah, these things have been on my face for years. It's not going to kill me. Okay, Alicia's making a special order for you, Dawn, and it'll be about a week. That company's really, really good about getting it to us right away, but I know she just placed an order today. Okay? She wants the Pro. She wants the Pro. And that's a good idea. Yay, and Alicia's holding up a sign that says to tell all of y'all that I now am on YouTube, and it's called Ask the Natural Doctor Show. Yay! So y'all try to get people, all the past videos are on YouTube. Okay. Yes, Dawn, she ordered it. She got you a Pro. Okay. What next? Tammy Faye, you got a question? Her name's not really Tammy Faye, but she's got eyes that are like this big. Her name's Tammy. And she was my only friend in Alabama when David held me hostage in Enterprise, Alabama for a couple of years. And my one friend was Tammy. And she just was always Tammy Faye to me. And not because she wore a lot of makeup. It's because she had giant eyes. Okay. Tammy, you got a question? Y'all are awesome. Thank you. That's sweet, Dawn. And thank you for praying for me. I know you prayed for me the whole time I was in Dallas. And aren't you proud of me? I didn't stress at all, Deborah Rose. Not one time did I stress about where we're going to go, where we're going to put all those products, what are we going to do. Nope. I knew God had it. And now we're just, going to do better. So, all right, y'all. What now?
9 minutes.
How many?
9.
Okay, 9 minutes. Do y'all really want to talk about the prostate? Okay, so y'all know where this started was that they said at Rotary, if I sat next to them, that you'd be talking about your prostate. But here's the thing. There is, the way all of us women know that we are to take calcium because we need calcium? Well, men should have been told that they need to take something to protect the prostate. We know that as much as we know the part about calcium. We burn our calcium, they burn their zinc. That's one issue. I actually have the German monologue. I paid $350 for that little book that proves all the stuff that the American pharmaceutical companies are trying to say that they, that not to take herbs and all this because they don't have any, what are they saying, that there's no clinical studies. That's just plain not true. It's just in America that you can't put a patent on an herb, so therefore they're trying to pretend like that the research wasn't done. The research was done. There's lots of research to back it up. But anyway, back to the story. The German monologue shows that saw palmetto, pygeum, nettles, zinc, all these things are actually would prevent having prostate trouble. So why in the world would we not put all our guys on that? And by the way, the one I like is the sweet basil label. And it literally, you take 2 at bedtime. It's not expensive. And okay, what else? Heidi, where are you? Tammy, I know you must have a question. Alicia, do you have a question? Because I'm just sitting here in the Dunkin' booth and nobody's throwing a ball. Here's Pam. Okay, gout. Friend says he has it on his toe. What can you do? Okay, Pam, you know how I think. One thing is the question that's being asked, and I will answer that. Go Out Plex. Okay. Go Out Plex. It's a sweet basil product, and it's not very, well, it is a little bit pricey, isn't it? It's like $25. That's a little bit pricey. How many is in the bottle? 90. And you take 2. So, it's just a really cool thing, okay? But it definitely works. But what I want to do, Pam, is I want you to tell your friend that usually, even though they tell them there's all these different foods, my experience has been almost 100% of the time it is pork. So try to get your friend to stop pork. Try to get your friend to come see me. But the main thing that I would want to say is that I would like to know what their blood type is before I go taking something away from them. I'd like to tell them what I'm going to give back. You know that story. I feel like if I could tell people, don't do this, but do that, then it works better for them, okay? But that's the product. Go Out Plex. But for me, it was just a pork issue, and I'm so hard-headed. It took 3 times the same day of somebody saying to me, every time I eat pork, my big toe hurts. And I went, I got it, Lord. I got it. Okay, Tammy, I have a question for my mom. Early onset dementia is a prevalence in our family. A psychiatrist ordered her some, okay, said it helped slow it down. Is that a simple? Why haven't they said, okay. I don't, will it let me do more? Okay. Haven't they marketed this? Okay, first of all, folic acid, that's not the issue, but it could be an issue of B vitamins. But the most important, I don't know, I hate to narrow it down to the most important, but I can tell you that to me it's a combination. It's a combination of a few things, though I can tell you that I've had great results, okay? The first place you start, and this is so simple and nobody wants to hear it, the first place you start is you make sure they're drinking water. If they're not drinking water, most people that think they have early dementia, it's because they're not drinking water, okay? And the amount of water is half your body weight, okay? Half your body weight in ounces of water, and that will work, golly gee, in my experience, 95% of the time. Now, I take Power Thought. Because when I was going back to get my doctorate at age 50, my brain was really old and really worn out, and when that box arrived with those medical books, I couldn't even read the books. I couldn't read anything in the books. So I knew that it was just going to take, an absolute miracle for me to pass. And I didn't just pass. Anyway. So I tried everything on the shelf at Sweet Basil's back in the time when we probably had a dozen memory products. And the one that worked was not expensive, and some of them were expensive, but the one that worked was the Bluebonnet Power Thought. And the Bluebonnet Power Thought, I have just continued to take it. I'm 65 this month, and that means I have taken it for 15 years. How cool is that? 15 years I've taken Power Thought, 2 every day. Another important component is fish oil for people that need to balance theirs. I kind of was taking too much for too long, so I'm kind of off it for a little while. but I really like the Bluebonnet Omega Brain. I really like the Omega Brain. Okay, Omega Brain and Power Thought. And that combination I have stayed on forever. But I had one of the clients that her mother just decided that, and of course, sugar is the worst thing you could do. The worst thing you can do for dementia, okay? Alicia, you were right about the battery. It keeps warning me that we're running low. Alicia's always right. She's saying peace. I think she meant something else. Peace. I had something else to say. Let me remember. Okay, it was about the brain. Okay. Where is it? There it is. The same client that I had helped so much, her mother decided one day she wouldn't take any more vitamins. She wasn't going to take any more. She just absolutely wasn't going to take any more. So I found this one, Brain Energy. That's a spray. It's homeopathic. For years, I have kept that in my truck, in the cup holder, and on my desk. And the way I tell people I use this is that before I go to Rotary, before I go to church, before I go online with y'all, 2 sprays. Okay? So this is not nearly as good by itself as the other approach, but it's worth talking about, and it's not expensive, $21. Okay? Tammy, if you could get was it your mother? I'm so sorry. I can't, does it let me go backwards? It was. So Tammy, if you can get your mother to me, that's what would work best, you know. But, because then we can talk about the water. And sometimes it helps if it's coming from somebody else other than her daughter. Okay, guys, thanks. It's been a great show. Write your questions down and let me know next week. Save them all up. And just remember, God loves you. Bye-bye.